fix me. I'm broken. You can fix me. I'm broken.
Hi, welcome to Christianity 101. I'm Kat Lee. So, last week I talked about fear. Wanted to switch it up a little bit. Let's go from dark to light and talk about hope this week. 1 Peter 3:15 tells Christians to always be ready to tell people why we have hope in God. So, here goes. There's an aspect of choosing to believe that relies on faith, and Hebrews 11:1 tells us that faith is the assurance of what we hope for and the conviction of things unseen. Now, faith is kind of a difficult concept for those of us living in the if I can't see it, I don't believe it world. But I would argue that we all have faith in things we can't see or even prove. It's just a matter of where we choose to place our faith. There are some who have faith in a government's ability to take care of everyone. Others who have faith in only themselves. The list can go on, but you get the picture. Faith is not a concept that belongs solely to the Christian or religious person. So, why do Christians have faith, and what does it mean to have hope in God? That's kind of a personal question. And the answer may vary depending on who you're asking. The core belief is that Jesus was God's Son sent to earth to die on the cross as a payment for all sin, and that he was raised from the dead and will return someday. That statement in and of itself requires a bit of faith. Do we have explicit proof that this person named Jesus was God's Son? No. What we do have is plenty of cross-references proving that a man named Jesus did walk the earth 2,000 years ago, and that he was a religious figure who was highly revered. We can make the inference then that since Jesus claimed he was the Son of God, he was either straight up lying, he was crazy, or he was telling the truth. Liars and crazy people are rarely remembered well. So for me, the latter actually requires less faith to believe than the former. As far as rising from the dead and his imminent return, that does require faith in the apostles' eyewitness accounts and Jesus' truthfulness. But again, based on historical accounts of these men, it isn't much of a leap to believe that what they said is true and accurate. Beyond that, on a personal level, the reason I have faith and hope in God is because he's proven himself to me on several occasions. I'll talk about some of these in future episodes, but I've already passed most people's attention span limit. Suffice it to say that Christianity is the pathway for God to have a personal relationship with each of us, and therefore, how he reveals himself can be very different from person to person, since we're all unique. What speaks to one person won't have an effect on another. Therefore, since it's not something that can be quantitatively analyzed or measured, it requires a measure of faith and hope. Faith that it is real, and hope for what is to come, an eternity with God, where the hardships of this world are forgotten. Anything else seems rather hopeless and depressing to me. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hope to see you next week.